Everybody there? Matthew 20, go ahead, bro.
To show him the buildings of the temple. And Jesus said unto them, see ye not all these things? Verily I say unto you, there should not be left here one stone upon another that should not be thrown down. And as he sat upon the Mount of Olives, the disciples came unto him privately, saying, tell us, when shall these things be, and what shall be the sign of thy coming and of the end of the world? And Jesus answered and said unto them, take heed that no man deceive you.
Now, the first thing he told them was what? Take heed that no man deceive you. Man is a species, so that's male or female. We got a lot of people lying and deceiving the people of the world. We are the chosen of God, so we ain't supposed to be deceived. We ain't supposed to go for all this foolishness out here. Read on, bro.
For many shall come in my name, saying, I am Christ, and shall deceive many.
Whoa. He said, many shall come in my name, saying, I am Christ, and shall deceive many. So there's going to be many coming in the so-called, quote-unquote, religion of Jesus, saying that Jesus is the Christ, he is the Messiah, he is the Son of God, but they going to come with another doctrine. Go ahead.
Verse 6. And ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. See that ye be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet.
Okay. So you should hear wars and rumors of wars. We see that going on today, right? Okay, the President of the United States, he went over recently to Singapore to visit the President of North Korea. He was on a so-called peace mission. But just a while back, he was threatening the North Korean president with destruction. So, you know, hypocrisy is their democracy. Go ahead, bro.
For nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be famines and pestilence and earthquakes in diverse places.
Right. Good job, bro. Verse 7, it says there should be famines and pestilences and earthquakes in diverse places. Well, we just had what? Hurricanes in Puerto Rico last year in 2017. We had Mount Kilauea volcano in Hawaii just recently, in recent months, and we had Guatemala volcano eruption. And I got some links posted so you can find out how many people died during these times, because Jesus warned us about this stuff. And it's funny how the people of the world always thinking about things that are not important to God. God warned us about these in the scriptures. You got last year, not last year, but recently there was it was something about Iceland or Antarctica or somewhere about trillions of tons of ice being melted. People always want to say keep it green. They always want to be concerned, so-called, with the environment. But the hypocrisy in that is that every year they chopping down millions of trees for a pagan celebration that ain't got nothing to do with God. Ain't that a hypocrite? That's the way it's the world. We got to come out of that. What was you? Verse 7? Go ahead.
Verse 8. All these are the beginning of sorrows.
He said this is just the beginning. Now, go in your Bible to Matthew chapter 16. Go back a few chapters. Matthew 16, begin with verse 1. Go ahead.
The Pharisees also with the Sadducees came, and tempting desired him that he would show them a sign from heaven. Mm-hmm. He answered and said unto them, when it is evening, ye say it will be fair weather, for the sky is red. And in the morning it will be foul weather today, for the sky is red and lowering. O ye hypocrites, ye can discern the face of the sky, but ye cannot discern the signs of all times, of the times.
Right. You say you hypocrites. Y'all can discern all this stuff, but you can't discern prophecy. Go ahead, bro, finish that.
Verse 4. A wicked and adulterous generation seeketh after a sign.
Oh, a wicked and adulterous generation seeketh after a sign. What did we have just recently? The solar eclipse. And that was last year, solar eclipse. Then you had this year, the lunar eclipse. Now you got another one coming up next month in July. There's another lunar eclipse. We got to pay attention to the signs, but we don't seek after them. You know, the next lunar eclipse, no, the next total solar eclipse is going to be April 8th, 2024. Okay, so that's 6 years from now. But you got a lot of brothers and sisters saying that 2019, which is next year, that's going to be the end of our 400 years. I'm going to show you and prove to you that is a lie. But what was it? Verse 4. Yeah, he said, the wicked and adulterous generation seeketh after a sign. I'm going to show you a few signs today. But now, I'm going to show you a sign that Jesus warned us about. Matthew 24, verse 15. Go to Matthew 24. Again. One verse here, verse 15. Go ahead.
Verse 15.
Yeah.
When ye therefore shall see the abomination of desolation spoken of by Daniel the prophet stand in the holy place, whoso readeth, let him understand.
Right. He said, when ye shall see the abomination of desolation stand in the holy place. Well, we know that you got the El Asmas, you got the Dome of the Rock, but you ain't got the third temple, which they gonna build. But they gonna build it. They built an altar to sacrifice, do the sacrifices on. They looking for a red heifer, so it's coming. They ready to build this thing. And he said, you got to check out what Daniel said. That's Old Testament prophecy. So let's go to Daniel chapter 7. Daniel chapter 7. Daniel 7. And I'll pick it up at verse 1.
I'm sorry. Getting between Daniel.
Yeah, Daniel 7.
Yeah, that's fine.
Right.
Thanks, Mom.
Everybody else? Daniel 7. Begin with verse 1. Go ahead.
In the first year of Belshazzar, king of Babylon, Daniel had a dream and visions of his head upon his bed. And he wrote the dream and told the sum of the matters. Daniel spake and said, I saw in my vision by night, and behold, the four winds of heaven strove upon the great sea.
Okay, the four winds of heaven, those are what the Bible calls the four Gentile dynasties. You had Nebuchadnezzar with Babylon, you had the Medes and the Persians with, you had the Medo-Persian Empire, then you had the Greek Empire, then the Roman Empire. Go ahead, bro.
Verse 2. Daniel spake and said, I saw him, excuse me, I'm going to read that over. Daniel spake and said, I saw in my vision by night, and behold, the four winds of heaven strove upon the great sea. And four great beasts came up from the sea, diverse one from another. The first was like a lion and had eagle's wings. I beheld till the wings thereof were plucked, and it was lifted up from the earth, and made stand upon the feet as a man, and a man's heart was given to it. And behold, another beast, a second like to a bear, and it raised up itself on one side, and it had three ribs in the mouth of it between the teeth of it. And they said thus unto it, Arise, devour much flesh. After this I beheld, and lo, another like a leopard, which had upon the back of it four wings of a fowl. The beast had also 4 heads, and dominion was given to it. After this I saw the night visions, and behold, a fourth beast, dreadful and terrible, and strong exceedingly, and it had great iron teeth. It devoured and brake in pieces, and stamped the residue with the feet of it. And it was diverse from all the beasts that were before it, and it had 10 horns.
And it had 10 horns. 10 horns represents what we know as the European Economic Community. And in the future days, you got like 28 countries in there now. It's going to drop down to 10, which is those 10 toes of Babylon, and it's going to be a world economy. That was verse 7. Finish verse 8.
Verse 8. I considered the horns and beheld there came up among them another little horn, before whom there were 3 of the first horns, plucked up by the roots. And behold, in this horn were eyes like the eyes of a man, and a mouth speaking great things.
Okay, that mouth speaking great things is blasphemy against God. But we got a so-called religious organization on the planet today that they hold doctrine is contrary to God, contrary to the Bible. You had what over there in California? They didn't want people to what, buy Bibles or purchase Bibles. That's blasphemy against the Lord. That's to show you what kind of world we live in. Skip down to verse 19. No, 17.
Verse 17. These great beasts, which are four kings which shall arise out of the earth. But the saints of the Most High shall take the kingdom and possess the kingdom forever, even forever and ever.
That's if you be so blessed to make it. Now skip down to verse 19.
Verse 19.
Oh, well, keep reading, my bad.
Then I would know the truth of the 4th beast, which was diverse from all the others, exceeding dreadful, whose teeth were of iron and his nails of brass, which devoured, brake in pieces, and stamped the residue with his feet. And of the 10 horns that were in his head, and of the other which came up, and before whom 3 fell, even of that horn that had eyes, and a mouth that spake very great things, whose look was more stout than his fellows.
Okay, now skip down to verse 23.
Thus he said, the 4th beast shall be the 4th kingdom upon the earth, which shall be diverse from all kingdoms, and shall devour the whole earth, and shall tread it down and break it into pieces.
That's right. See how the Bible explains itself? If you read it for yourself, it'll come to you. How you got to read line upon line, precept upon precept, here a little and there a little, that it'll show you. Explaining this 4th beast is going to be the 4th kingdom on this planet. Right. And we are on that today. That's the Roman Gentile dynasty. The end of the Roman Gentile dynasty. Now that was what, verse 20? Verse 20.
Verse 20, yep.
Okay, skip to verse 23.
Verse 23.
Wait a minute, that was verse 23. Go to verse 24.
And the 10 horns out of the kingdom are 10 kings that shall arise, and another shall rise after them, and he shall be diverse from the first. He shall subdue 3 kings.
Read on.
And he shall speak great words against the Most High, and shall wear out the saints of the Most High, and think to change times and jars. And they shall be given into his hand until a time and times, and a dividing of times.
Right. And how long is that?
3.5 years.
That's right, bro. 3.5 years. That's the time frame of the Great Tribulation, which is coming on this planet, and you can read it in Revelation. You can read it also in Daniel, that it's a time this world has never seen or never will see. So it ain't even came yet. But people say it already came and went. That's lies and blasphemy against the Most High God. And that's why he reiterates this in verse 25. Now, let's go to Daniel chapter 8. Very next chapter, Daniel 8, starting from verse 11. Go ahead, bro.
Yea, he magnified himself even to the prince of the host, and by him the daily sacrifice was taken away, and the place of his sanctuary was cast down.
Okay. Antiochus Epiphanes? No. Antiochus Epiphanes did what was relevant in his time. But this is talking about end time prophecy. This is talking about future days where they're going to, like I just told you, they build the altar to make the daily sacrifices when they build this 3rd temple. But this religious entity, he going to make them stop doing the daily sacrifice. Keep reading, bro.
Verse 12. And an host was given him against the daily sacrifice by reason of transgression. And it cast down the truth to the ground, and it practiced and prospered.
It cast down what to the ground?
Truth.
The truth. Ain't it funny how the world loves lies? Say the lies get around the world quicker than the truth, but you have time to put his pants on. That's deep. You love lies? No. No. That's why the Bible tells us twice at least, come out of the world, my people. Now go ahead and finish that, bro. Yeah.
Then I heard one say speaking, and another say said unto that certain say which spake, How long shall be the vision concerning that daily sacrifice, and the transgression of desolation, to give both the sanctuary and the host to be trodden underfoot?
Keep reading.
And he said unto me, Unto 2,300 days, then shall the sanctuary be cleansed.
Okay, don't worry about the 2,300 days. We got to worry about the great tribulation. We got to watch this man of sin, and when he goes over there as a so-called peacemaker between the Edomites and the Palestinians, and when you get over there, that's why we read in Daniel. Oh, have we read it? We haven't read that yet, but in Matthew 24 it says, "When ye therefore shall see the abomination of desolation stand in the holy place." When they build this third temple, they're gonna call a peacemaker over there, because it's gonna get so bad. He gonna go over there and take over. And that's gonna kick off the great tribulation. So we gotta watch some things. And that's why it's important to know the time frame of the great tribulation, because the time frame of the great tribulation is part of these 2,300 days. But don't worry about that. We gotta make it to the place of safety. We gotta make it to the wilderness. Now, what was that?
That was in the 14th.
Okay. Get to verse 23.
And in the latter time of their kingdom, when the transgressors are come to the full, and the king of fierce countenance and understanding dark sentences shall stand up. And his power shall be mighty, but not by his own power, and he shall destroy wonderfully and shall prosper, and practice and shall destroy the mighty and the holy place and the holy people. And through his policy also he shall cause craft to prosper in his hand, and he shall magnify himself in his heart, and by peace shall destroy many.
What? By peace he gonna destroy many? Didn't I just mention that? I don't mean to scare you, bro. But he said he gonna destroy many by peace. And how is that? Flatteries, trickeries, deception, and lies. And he gonna get a whole lot of people cut off. Finish that, bro.
He shall also stand up against the prince of princes,
That's Jesus.
but he shall be broken without hand. And the vision of the evening and the morning which was told is true. Wherefore shut thou up the vision, for it shall be for many days. And I again was fainted and was sick certain days. Afterward I rose up and did the king's business and was astonished at the vision, but none understood it.
That's right. Now, let's go over to Daniel chapter 11, get a little more information on this abomination of desolation. I ain't mean to scare you. Daniel 11, verse 21, and I'm going to skip to verse 24.
He has a lot of outlets too. You can't help it.
Daniel 11, verse 21.
And in his estate shall stand up a vile person, to whom they shall not give the honor of the king, but he shall come in peaceably and obtain the kingdom by flattery.
There go that peaceably again. You see how it is? How it's coming in the fold? And the Bible expounds on it at least twice. He gonna come in by peace. You gonna think that, oh, this is the holiest man on the planet, but no. That's right, bro. Great wisdom. The wolf in sheep's clothing. Couldn't put this out of myself. Go, keep reading, bro.
Verse 22.
No. Skip to verse 24.
Yes. Verse 24. And he shall enter peaceably, even upon the fattest places of the province. And he shall do that which his fathers have not done, nor his fathers' fathers. He shall scatter among them the prey, and spoil, and riches. Yea, and he shall forecast his devices against the strongholds, even for a time. And he shall stir up his power and his courage against the king of the south with a great army.
Okay, skip to verse 31.
Yes. And arms shall stand on his part.
Okay. Arms shall stand on his part. That means he's going to have an army. But I can show you, we ain't got time today, but I can show you he got an army right now. So it's just a matter of time. Arms shall stand on his part. Now verse 31. Okay, keep reading, bro.
And they shall pollute the sanctuary of strength, and shall take away the daily sacrifice, and they shall place the abomination that maketh desolate.
There it is again. We see what's going to happen. So we can't be deceived. Now go ahead and keep reading, bro.
And such as do wickedly against the covenant shall he corrupt by flatteries. But the people that do know their God shall be strong and do exploits. And they that understand among the people shall instruct many. Yet they shall fall by the sword and by flame, by captivity and by spoil many days.
Okay, skip to 36.
And the king shall do according to his will, and he shall exalt himself and magnify himself above every god, and shall speak marvelous things against the God of God, and shall prosper till the indignation be accomplished. For that is determined shall be done.
Okay, now pay attention to what verse 37 say. Because this will show you right here that they ain't talking about Antiochus Epiphanes like my Hebrew brothers always say. Verse 37, bro.
Neither shall he regard the God of his fathers, nor the desire of women.
Whoa! So that means what? Homosexuality. How many years have the Roman Catholic Church been raping these boys? That's a sign. That's a major sign. Go ahead, bro.
Neither shall he regard the God of his fathers, nor the desire of women, nor regard any God. He shall magnify himself above all.
And that's what the mindset of these popes have today. They think they above God. That's right. All right, that was 37. Okay. Now, I'm going to show y'all another sign. Let's go to Genesis chapter 1. The signs are all around us. We just have to pay attention. Genesis chapter 1, beginning with verse 12. Go ahead, bro. Verse 12.
And the earth brought forth grass, and herb yielding seed after his kind, and the tree yielding fruit, whose seed was in itself after his kind. And God saw that it was good. And the evening and the morning were the third day.
Okay, hold on. See how God counts the day as opposed to how man does? Man says your day starts at 12 o'clock midnight, 12 o'clock a.m. But ain't it still dark?
Yeah.
The Lord says the evening and the morning starts day. Keep reading, bro.
Verse 14. And God said, let there be lights in the firmament of heaven, of the heaven, to divide the day from the night. And let them be for signs and for seasons and for days and years.
Let them be for signs and for seasons and days and years. We gotta pay attention. We ain't no astrologers. We gotta pay attention to the sign. I'm gonna show you how. I showed you. Well, we just read how the Lord counts the day. Let's go to what was that? Genesis 14. Skip to verse 16.
Verse 16. And God made two great lights, the greater light to rule the day and the lesser light to rule the night.
That's the
He
moon
made
and
the
the sun,
stars.
right? The sun and the moon. The greater light to rule the day, and the lesser light to rule the night. And he made the stars. So, since I mentioned the lunar and solar eclipse, let's go to Genesis 15. I want to show you something. Genesis 15, verse 13. Oh. Brother Nate is going to give y'all a poster cutout printout of understanding the lunar phases of the moon. Because it's a shame that a lot of my brothers and sisters, we waking up to the truth, but we don't understand how to count the new moon. So I'm going to show it. I'm going to show y'all. Simple. What did I say?
15 and 13.
Oh, okay. Genesis 15 and 13. You can read that one first.
All right. And he said unto Abram, know of a surety that thy seed shall be a stranger in a land that is not theirs, and shall serve them, and they shall afflict them 400 years.
Okay. Now this 400 years is not talking about today. Right. That's when we came out of Egyptian captivity and slavery. And I can read you other places where it says that too, where it proves it. But go to Exodus 13. I might go in a roundabout way, but I'm going to show you something. Exodus 13 verses 3 and 4. verse 3.
And Moses said unto the people, remember this day in which ye came out from Egypt, out of the house of bondage.
Whoa. He said, out of Egypt, out of the house of bondage. Egypt means slavery to us. It means bondage. And he gonna reiterate this a second time and read. But go ahead and finish reading, bro.
For by strength of the hand of the Lord brought you out from this place. There shall no leavened bread be eaten.
Verse 4.
This day came ye out in the month of Abib.
Right. Abib, that's the first month, bro. We're gonna cover that. Go to Exodus 23. Exodus 23, 1 verse 7, verse 15. Go ahead, bro.
Thou shalt keep the feast of unleavened bread. Thou shalt eat unleavened bread 7 days, as I commanded thee, in the time appointed of the month of Abib. For in it thou camest out from Egypt, and none shall appear before me empty.
Right. Came out of Egypt in the month Abib, the first month. Now, and we just read elsewhere that came out of Egyptian slavery. Go to Deuteronomy 16. 1 verse 7. Y'all finished with that? Deuteronomy 16, 1 verse 7. Thank you. Okay. Go ahead, bro. Verse 1.
Verse 16.
Yes.
Observe the month of Abib.
Okay, boom. He said, observe the month Abib. Now, as you see these phases of the moon, can y'all see that? Now, you see the very first one is the new moon. The new moon, you can't, it's completely dark. You don't see no shape, right? You go on, you get the waxing crescent. In the first quarter, full moon starts to go down. You have the waning crescent. It gets all the way down to that when the crescent is on the left side. That means it's about to be another full moon after 30 days approximately, right? Now, that's the new moon. When this is in the sky, how can you observe it? Observe means to see, right? So if you looking up in the sky and it's a new moon, you can't see nothing that's there. So when it's about to become the new moon, you have to observe this crescent right before it gets to the new moon. That's how you observe it. You got to watch for the signs. Just that simple. Okay, turn to Joel chapter 2. Joel chapter 2. And after Hosea. Right, thank you, brother. Joel 2, beginning with verse 1 and 2, and then we're going to skip to 10. Go ahead, bro.
Blow ye the trumpet in Zion, sound the alarm in my holy mountain. Let all the inhabitants of the land tremble, for the day of the Lord cometh, for it is nigh at hand.
The day of the Lord coming. So pay attention. Go ahead, read.
A day of darkness and of gloominess, a day of clouds and of a thick darkness. As the morning spread upon the mountains, a great people and a strong, there have not been ever the like, neither shall be any more after it, even to the years of many generations.
Now I mentioned that it's going to be a time of trouble that this world has never seen. And he said a day of darkness. So that's according to the signs, like the solar eclipse and the lunar eclipse. We're going to touch on it again. Skip down to verse 10.
The earth shall quake before them, the heavens shall tremble, the sun and the moon shall be dark.
Whoa,
And the star.
the sun and the moon shall be dark. There's another clue. There's another sign. The Lord showing us by his word. Keep reading, bro.
And the stars shall withdraw their shining. Verse 11. And the Lord shall utter his voice before his army, and his camp is very great. For he is strong that executeth his word, for the day of the Lord is great and very terrible, and who can abide it?
Only those people that serve him righteously. That was verse 11. Go back to Matthew 24. We're going to touch on what he just read in Joel 2. Matthew 24, verse 29. Go ahead, bro.
Immediately after the tribulation of those days shall the sun be darkened, and the moon shall not give her light.
Whoa, that's another sign again. See how the Lord keeps showing us. He said, immediately after the tribulation of those days shall the sun be darkened, and the moon shall not give a light. He just read that was going to happen in Joel. But people from my generation, we said that we was going to be raptured off first. You know, y'all may not know about the Left Behind series. Well, you ain't going to be left behind because it says immediately after the tribulation. That means the tribulation coming first. So, did you finish that?
No. You know, verse 29, and the stars shall fall from heaven, and the powers of the heavens shall be shaken.
Okay, let's go back to Joel for chapter 3. Joel 3 and one verse 15. Go ahead.
Verse 15, the sun and the moon shall be darkened, and the stars shall withdraw their shining.
See, that's clear. We done read it what? One of these 3 times? All right, so now, Joel 3, Mark 13. Mark 13, verse 24. So we just reiterated. So can't nobody say, oh, that's not how it's gonna happen. No, we touched on it over and over and over. That's right. Mark 13, verse 24. Go ahead, bro.
Verse 24, but in those days after that tribulation, the sun shall be darkened, and the moon shall not give her light.
That's clear, right? No excuses. Now, let's go to Daniel chapter 9. Daniel 9, beginning with verse 1. Hey. Right. The people still come up with their own righteousness. Daniel 9, beginning with verse 1. Go ahead.
The first year, Darius, the son of Hazarias, of the seed of the Medes, which was made king over the realm of the Chaldeans. In the first year of his reign, I, Daniel, understood by the books the numbers of the years.
Oh, how did Daniel understand? By books. He had the books of the prophets. Daniel read the books of Jeremiah. We're going to read that. Go ahead, bro.
In the first year of his reign, I, Daniel, understood by the books the numbers of the years, whereof the word of the Lord came to Jeremiah the prophet, that he would accomplish 70 years in the desolations of Jerusalem. And I set my face unto the Lord God to seek by prayers and supplications with fasting and sackcloth and ashes. And I prayed unto the Lord my God and made my confession and said, O Lord, the great and dreadful God.
Wait a minute. So he ain't sweet Jesus? He said the great and dreadful God. Go ahead, bro.
Keeping the covenant and the mercy to them that love him and to them that keep his commandments.
Now who does he love? Those that keep his commandments. That's right. Keep reading, bro.
Verse 5. We have sinned and have committed iniquity and have done wickedly. and have rebelled, even by departing from thy precepts and from thy judgments. Neither have we hearkened unto the servants, the prophets, which spake in thy name to our kings and princes and our fathers, and to all the people of the land. O Lord, righteousness belong unto thee, but unto us confusion of faces, as at this day to
That's
the men.
right. My bad. Confusion of faith. Who is the only nation of people on this planet don't know who they are?
Black.
That's right. Israel. That's right. Confusion of faces. He gonna tell us again. Keep reading, bro.
As at this day to the men of Judah and to the inhabitants of Jerusalem, and unto all Israel that are near and that are far off, through all the countries whither thou hast driven them, because of their trespass that they have trespassed against thee.
Okay. Skip down. Well, keep reading through verse 8.
O Lord, to us belongeth confusion of face.
There it is again. Confusion of faces. We think we from Africa. We think we Egyptians. But Bible, especially Deuteronomy 28 and Leviticus 26, it tells you who you are as a nation of people. Now keep reading, bro.
To our kings, to our princes, and to our fathers, because we have sinned against thee. To the Lord our God belong mercies and forgiveness, though we have rebelled against him.
Yeah.
Neither have we obeyed the voice of the Lord our God to walk in his laws, which he set before us by his servants the prophets. Yea, all Israel have transgressed thy law, even by departing, that they might not obey thy voice. Therefore the curse is poured upon us, and the oath that is written in the law of Moses, the servant of God, because we have sinned against him.
We sinned against who? The Lord. And he said the curse is poured upon us. I got a link on the link page. And it's the very last link page. It's when you get a chance, click on it for yourself. It says 538.com features Black Americans are killed at 12 times the rate of people in other developed countries. That's a major sign. Who is the main ones getting killed on these streets? Us, we are. That's a major sign. And it applies to the curses in the Bible. Now, where was I? Got carried away. Go ahead, bro. Finish that. Okay, yeah. Verse 12?
You're at 11.
Oh, okay. Verse 12. Thank you, sister.
And he hath confirmed his words which he spake against us and against our judges that judged us, by bringing upon us a great evil. For under the whole heaven have not been done as has been done upon the Jerusalem.
That's right. Just like I read, 12 times. 12 times the murder rate of anybody else. That's a major sign. It says under the whole heaven have not been done. Who was the only people that came over here on slave ships? Us. Can't nobody claim that. Who was the ones dying? Who was the ones going to jail all the time? Nobody else. The curse is pointing to nobody but our people. And people better start, you even got Gentiles waking up knowing that who we are according to these curses. And the only way it's going to get better is by keeping the commandments. Because we have been taught foolishness in these churches going, man. I think I'm gonna have Brother Nick read it again. Matter of fact, Daniel 12, where it tell us knowledge in the future days, knowledge shall increase. Confusion of faces. Okay, go to Deuteronomy 28. Just one verse here. I ain't gonna go through all the curses, just one curse that I just touched on.
We gotta understand.
Right. Deuteronomy 28 and verse 68. Main clue. Go ahead and read it, bro.
And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships.
What? He gonna bring thee into Egypt again with ships. Earlier, we read in Genesis and Exodus that Egypt is captivity and slavery. When we was in the land, you didn't have to get on no ship to go to Egypt. You could walk there. But you're going to be in captivity and bondage and slavery all over this planet by the transatlantic slave trade, which are ships. That's a big clue. That's a major sign. Finish that, bro.
By the way whereof I spake unto thee, thou shalt see it no more again, and there ye shall be sold unto your enemies for bondmen and bondwomen, and no man shall buy you.
That's right. That ain't happening to nobody else but us. Now, it's a bad thing, but those Edomites went through, what did they go through? The Holocaust? That was a bad thing, but these curses right here don't apply to them. They can't say that they went nowhere on slave ships and was auctioned off. This applies to our people. Now, where am I? I was Deuteronomy 28. Okay. Go to Daniel 12. Thank you all for bearing with me. We almost done.
Ask more.
Yeah. Thank you, sister. Daniel 12, beginning with verse 1. Go ahead.
And at that time shall Michael stand up, the great prince withstanding for the children of thy people. And there shall be a time of trouble, such as never was since there was a nation even to that same time.
That's right. That's the great tribulation. Go ahead, bro.
And at that time thy people shall be delivered, every one that shall be found written in the book.
Yeah, if you found written in the book, that means you've been keeping his commandments. Go ahead.
And many of them that sleep in the dust of the earth shall awake, some to everlasting life, and some to shame and everlasting contempt. And they that be wise shall shine as the brightness of the firmament, and they that turn many to righteousness as the stars forever and ever. But thou, O Daniel, shut up the words and seal the book, even to the time of the end.
When?
Even to the time of the end.
The end time. This ain't got nothing to do with Antiochus Epiphanes. My Hebrew brothers and sisters, please wake up. This is the end time, which is the time we are in right now. Finish that, bro.
Many shall run to and fro, and knowledge shall be increased.
Thank the Most High God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob that knowledge is increasing. We are coming up out of darkness. Now, that was verse 4. Go to Luke 21. Back to the New Testament. Luke 21. One verse here, verse 24. Luke 21 and 24. This prophecy in the New Testament telling us how long it's going to be. We read about it in Daniel with the 2,300 days, but let's just reiterate something. Luke 21. And verse 24. You there, bro?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
And they shall fall by the edge of the sword, and shall be led away captive into all nations.
Who that happened to? Israel. Captive in all nations via the transatlantic slave trade. Go ahead.
And Jerusalem shall be trodden down of the Gentiles until the times of the Gentiles be fulfilled.
Until the time of the Gentiles be fulfilled, until the end of the Gentile dynasty. That's how long it's going to be, and then the Lord's going to come back. Matter of fact, verse 25 says, and there shall be signs in the sun, and in the moon, and in the stars, and upon the earth distress upon the nations. We read about the signs of the suns and the moon. It's going to be dark. The Lord tell us himself. Now, I want to show y'all something. Because that was actually the last verse. But when you go to this links page, and I'm going to touch on something else as well. When you go to this last page with the links, this is the last page. Now this is a Jewish man, quote unquote. Right. Thanks, sister. And these are Ugandan people. They do not look the same. So how could they make a proposal to take Ugandan land as their homeland when that's not their homeland? That's why you got Edomites and Palestinians fighting today over land that is not theirs. You hear me? Right. Now, while that's floating around, I want the brother to go back to what we read earlier with in Matthew 24. Yeah.
Reach on the bottom part of that.
That's you, girl, that's you.
Matthew 24 and verses 4 and 5. Yeah, go ahead.
And Jesus answered and said unto them, Take heed that no man deceive you. For many shall come in my name, saying, I am Christ, and shall deceive many.
Okay. We got a lot of deception going on in the world today. Right. That, on one of the links pages, I got, it says, take heed that no man deceive you. Well, how many times in history have people made predictions that ain't came true? That's deception.
Like that 2012 world.
Right. The Mayan calendar, 2012, we supposed to be all destroyed. But here it is, 2018. Bring wisdom, bro. Right. We still here. So they lying to people.
They said in the 90s too.
Yeah. I'm gonna go way back. Charles Taze Russell, the head of this organization called Jehovah's Witnesses, made a prediction. It says he predicted that 1914 will be the year of Christ's return. Yeah,
Jehovah's Witnesses prophecy Christ's kingdom. Founded in the 1870s, the Christian offshoot long predicted that 1914 would be the year Christ's kingdom came to earth. The Los Angeles Times reported. The group's central doctrine was the foundation for their door-to-door warnings that a bloody end of the world is imminent. Wrote the Times, John Dark, though 1914 came and went without Christ's arrival.
blasphemy. Came and gone. Here it is. We in the 2000s. Right.
The world was ended for him.
Okay. Go to number 5. Read that one.
That's fine. Pat Robinson's prediction, 1982. TV evangelist and former Republican presidential candidate Pat Robinson is known for saying some far-out things, Ranker.com reported. But his 1980 announcement on his Christian Broadcast Network show, The 700 Club, may have taken the cake. Let's see what he said. He read and he said, and I quote, I guarantee by the end of 1982, there's going to be a judgment on this world. Robinson has said, predicting Armageddon followed by 7 nightmare years of suffering, according to Ranker. After misjudging that apocalypse, Robinson revived his doomsday prophecies in 2006. The evangelist said God had warned him of large storms and tsunamis. USA Today reported, and in 1928 predicted worldwide violence. 2008 predicted worldwide violence and a stock market crash by 2010, according to Fox News. Not the apocalypse, but hey, not too far off.
And number 10.
And number 10, the rapture, May 21st, 2011. Radio preacher Harold Camping was the latest figure to predict Judgment Day, which he was expecting on May 21st, 2011, based on his application of numerology. to readings of the Bible according to National Geographic. I guess we'll just have to wait until the end of 2012.
And here it is, we in 2018. Still nothing. Many false prophets shall rise and shall deceive many. And we can go on and on and on, because the head of another organization, Joseph Smith, made a prediction. William Miller made a prediction. Charles Taze Russell, and the list goes on and on. We cannot be deceived because we got the book right here in front of us. So that's the end of the lesson. Signs and wonders. Thank you all for coming. Thank you for bearing with me. Everybody got now we got an announcement.
Ooh, we got an announcement?
We got an announcement.
Ooh.
We would like to welcome our brothers and sisters. I hope that you come again and worship with us. Oh, let me get in the camera. I apologize,
there you go.
guys, viewers. Okay, we welcome our brothers and sisters and hope that you come and worship with us. We're utilizing the Phoenix Public Library meeting rooms until we secure a building. The schedule for the upcoming Sabbath are as follows. Saturday, June 30th, 2008 from 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. We'll be at the Harmon Library, same as today, at 1325 South 5th Avenue, Phoenix, Arizona, 85007. And the following Sabbath, Saturday, July 14th, 2018 from 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. Same place, I believe, right, brother?
Not sure on that yet, but it's at, Saguaro.
Oh, Saguaro Library, excuse me. So on Saturday, July 14th, it will be at Saguaro Library at 2808 North 46th Street in Phoenix, Arizona, 85008. All right, and Saturday, July 21st, 2018, from 9 a.m. to 11 a.m., we'll be back at the Harmon Library, 1325 South 5th Avenue in Phoenix, Arizona. And the dress code, brothers, please remove any head covering upon entering the building. Do not wear sleeveless shirts, shorts, sagging or tight-fitting pants, fleece jogging pants, or any other revealing pants. And for my sisters, please have a head covering, hat, scarf, etc. This is required. Do not wear pants, shorts, mini dresses, halter tops of any kind, revealing splits, tight-fitting, or cleavage, revealing attire, modest apparel only. And these are today's announcements.
Thank you, brother. Let's stand up here, Jerusalem, and close out.
Our Father which art in heaven,
Our Father which art in heaven,
hallowed be thy name.
hallowed be thy name.
Thy kingdom come,
Thy kingdom come,
thy will be done in earth
thy will be done in earth,
as it is in heaven.
as it is in heaven.
Give us this day
Give us this day
our daily bread.
our daily bread,
And forgive us our debts
and forgive us our debts,
as we forgive our debtors.
as we forgive our debtors.
And lead us not into temptation,
And lead us not into temptation,
but deliver us from evil.
but deliver us from evil.
For thine is the kingdom,
For thine is the kingdom,
and the power,
and the power,
and the glory,
and the glory,
forever.
forever.
In Jesus' name we pray.
In Jesus' name we pray.
Amen.
Amen.
Praise the Lord.
Praise the Lord.
Praise the Lord.
Praise the Lord.
Praise the Lord God of Israel.
Praise the Lord God of Israel.
In Jesus' name.
In Jesus' name.
Amen.
Amen.
Thank you. Praise the Lord.
Good job, good job.
Praise God, man. Thank you, bro. I appreciate it.
Wonders. Beneath the sun.